that
Man,
matter?
I had my own guys that I paid attention to, and I like Edwin Valero. Edwin Valero was like kind of like my mentality, and that's why I rocked with him. I rock with Juan Guzman. I got the opportunity to put him on my team. It's just this shit is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if you had somebody like De La Hoya, one of them that you really look up to, and that's how you resemble some of their moves, and you add them to your team. It's amazing. I'm excited.
Talk about bringing Juan Guzman to the team.
Huh?
Talk about bringing Juan Guzman to the team and what he's done.
Yeah, I mean, he is the greatest energy. Juan Guzman gave me so much energy, so much positivity, so much, just that's probably a hidden secret. You know, it's a gym that I have that I'm gonna release that on Saturday.
Jermell, you seem like in some of the better moods I've ever seen on a fight week. I feel like you're really, really enjoying it. You're here at home. It's like you said, you've thought about it since a kid. When you think back on those memories, how young were you when you really were like, man, like I want to be the best of the best?
I was fighting. I was in Mexico or in Brownsville, close to the valley, chilling with Emmanuel Augusto, watching Floyd Mayweather fight Marquez, and thinking about being an undisputed champion, and thinking about being able to get that time where I could be my name and my face on the banner. Like, those are the moments that like a lot of fighters probably sometimes won't even ever get. So it's bigger than just being a undisputed champion. It's about just getting that opportunity to be the main guy.
Do you feel like Castano, the pressure he's bringing is going to be more heat than Rosario was, or Harrison in those?
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up bringing more heat. But like you said, he's gonna have to slow some of that shit down, or it's gonna be a bad night for him. Eyes can get cut, nose can get broke. Things are dangerous, you know. Like I'm a dangerous fighter. I know that about me. I know that everything can be painful, and jabs to every punch is bad. You know, I've utilized and I've put these things into my regimen throughout my whole life and career, and now it's the time to be undisputed and then fight for the best and get all of what I put into at that night. Just 36 minutes. Just 36 minutes.
Jermell, you mentioned obviously right now maybe not thinking about Hall of Fame, but there's things that you want to accomplish, things you want to prove in the sport. Obviously, other than becoming an undisputed Saturday night, what are some of those things? Maybe multi-division champion, or what are things that you feel you want to accomplish?
Just leaving a memorable background for boxing, for myself and my twin brother, the Charlos. You know, we never know what our children want to do growing up, and the biggest thing for me is being able to set a great platform for my family, my children, my young ones, my junior, stuff like that. And you never know right now. You know what I'm saying? And so I have a sense of urge to want to put on one of the best performances, and not just for this fight, but just you never know. You never know what's next after this. So that's another main reason why I need this greater than ever. I have a boxing gym I own, and I got amateur fighters that's looking up to me. The sky's the limit for me, man.
Jermell, what do you think about that stat? I believe he throws the most punches in the division. You happen to throw the least. Is that maybe a benefit for you? Like you said, when the few that you do, they come with heat, right?
I mean, you have to know boxing to understand that. If I throw the least amount of punches, they cannot just be normal punches. Obviously, we'll see, man. I know he throws a lot of punches, and I threw over 2,000 punches in one session in my last in training with Juan Guzman. These are the things that I'm talking about. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see if I could possibly portray some of that stuff that I've learned and put that into my boxing fight night. You know what I mean?
We see Canelo doing that. Being economic and selective with his punches. Floyd before him. Yeah. You feel like that's the trend we're going in the elite ranks?
You can't just throw punches. You can throw all of these punches. That's not gonna do nothing for you unless you significantly throwing some dangerous shots. And I think that's what I've been doing for the last past years.
And Jermell, it's between you and Jamal, 1 year he's got more of the shine, 1 year you got. How's it feel that right now the shine's on you? How's that feel?
It's the Charlos, period. I know he shines, I shine, we shine together. It's not about, we can never compare us or separate us because we're one.
Jermell, do you believe that Fighter Science making a mistake by revealing his game plan? Usually fighters don't do that.
I don't know if he necessarily said he revealed the game plan. I just think that he spoke up on things that he might have to make adjustments to. We all know that adversity comes in fights. You got to make adversity. So you got to make changes and decisions during the adversity. So that's maybe what he was mostly stupid.
Jermell, I know it's better safer after the fight, but is this the swan song at 154? Is this the last hurrah?
No, I make it really easy. I'm actually 157 right now. I haven't even worked out today, so I'm gonna get my workout in. was walking around 155, 156. I'm really a solid 154 pounder. I love it. Like, I love this weight division. It's easy for me to make the weight. I don't want to move up in 160 because that contradicts my brother, and it contradicts Earl Spence when he wants to move up. Who knows what's next for me, though?
Jermell, are you sparring with Spence? Obviously, he's a left-hander.
No, Castano not necessarily a left-hander. Actually, I want that to be understood, but no, I'm not. I didn't get any work with Spence. We did train in Dallas, but I didn't get any work with Spence.
Did you get a chance to watch that Kings documentary on Showtime about Leonard and Hearns?
No, I didn't get to watch it. I didn't get to. Maybe I have to tune into that a little bit before I fight.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
Talk about the other fighters in the division at 154 that you needed.
Everybody kind of good, like everybody in this division is, I didn't ran through a bunch of them, but they thank God for them. They help pay bills and keep my life living like this. But I'm ready. Like everybody in the division, they want some of this, they can come get it. I know the young ones coming up, and I got some ones that's wanting to transition over to my division, but that's why I'll show y'all Saturday night why it's kind of like, okay, we got to second guess that decision.
What about a Terrence Crawford if he ever was willing to go to 54? You think that's a good fight?
We can make some money. Yeah.
I believe Danny Garcia also is looking at 154.
There's a lot of guys. Why they don't fight each other? Leave me the hell alone. Let them fight each other.
Well, they want the champ. You know that.
Right. Of course. They got to work their way up to the champ. Like, go come prove. I can't see you until you prove it. Right? I've been proving it.
Jermell, obviously, your last fight behind closed doors, because of the pandemic and whatnot, seeing Jermell do his thing in Houston last month, did that kind of give you even, like you say, more jet fuel, to Saturday night here in San Antonio?
My brother fought a different opponent than what I'm facing, so they're a different way. I don't necessarily know it. I don't want to say that gave me jet fuel, but I do feel that my brother pushed me to, it's my turn. He said, hey, I want to go back. I didn't get a home run, but you got a grand slam. I gotta go get it.
Well, I'm saying, like, having the fans in the arena more than anything.
The fans, I love the fans. Thank you so much for the fans, but when I'm in there, I don't even sit there.
Think back like 5 years ago, you brothers are all on the same night.
Yeah.
All looking for champs.
Yeah. When I won the world title.
Bit of a round robin, you won your title.
Yeah.
Bit of a round robin going on. You sort of reflect on.
We've got to get your take on Jermell versus Castano unification at 154. Tell me about it. Well, break it down for me.
Well, obviously I know Jermell probably better than a lot of other people, but look, Jermell trains hard every day. He's just like his brother. They come up from the very beginning. I've always put it in their head. Just because you're a champion and you want to keep it, you have to work even harder. So they know this, and look, and this is what these guys are going to do. Look, but I've been up against Castano. I know this kid. He can punch. He can fight. Look, it's going to be a good, hard, tough fight for both guys. But I'm gonna have to get the edge to Jermell.
You have only one loss, but people try to tie you in to your only loss and the way it happened. How is that affecting you moving forward as far as your motivation?
It definitely motivated me big time, because I know my abilities, I know what I'm capable of. So I just went out there and I went back to the drawing board after my loss and just took it all in and just understood how serious the sport is and how betraying and how unforgiving the sport is. So I knew I had to go out there and just had to go back to the drawing board and get better and just do things a lot different and take my career to another level. that's what I did. That's why I collected 5 wins in a row. I'm looking to make it my 6th on Saturday night, and I'm looking to make it impressive.
Harrison, you're wearing the Marvelous Marvin hat, the war.
Only Southpaws can wear this. Only Southpaws can wear this. Yeah, but Marvin Hagler is one of my favorite fighters. I watched him a lot during camp. I watch him almost every camp. I watch him. I watch all the old timers, the old time greats, and Marvin Hagler is one of my favorites, especially Southpaws.
What about him or his style that you feel maybe you're taking or mentality? What is it?
Yeah, it's his mentality. I love his mentality. He goes in there and he ain't no bullshitter. He gonna give it to you raw, and he come ready to fight. No excuses, never. And that's what I like the most about Marvin Hagler.
The undisputed fight for your weight class, man, is happening July 17th. Mel versus Castano. Break down that fight for me. How does that go?
I mean, I don't really know what I made the best man win. Made the best man win. I just know that I got a business on Saturday night, and then we can talk about me fighting the winner.
Do you almost maybe root for Jermell to try to get?
Everybody asked me that question. Yeah, I do want some get back though, for sure. Whether it's now, whether it's later, I know that's something I do want in my career is a rematch with Jermell Charlo. But right now, I'm gonna focus on Rosario. I'm gonna go and do my thing on Saturday night.
And obviously, your division, there's about to be one guy with all the belts.
Yeah.
Jermell versus Brian Castano.
Yeah.
It's a great fight.
Yeah.
Man, talk to me about that fight. Break down that.
That fight's gonna be a good fight too. You got the guy who throws the most punches in the division versus the guy who throws the least. But one of them got 3 belts, only one got 1. So another good matchup. But I just think Charlo just got too much confidence right now. And honestly, I'd rather fight Charlo. I think a fight between me and Charlo would be great. So.
Which one throws the least, Castano or Jermell?
Jermell. They said. I mean, I heard this.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it's Jermell throws the least out of everyone in the division. He throws the least amount of punches, and Castano throws the most.
Wow.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
So you got Jermell, you got Jermell, and
Charlo,
you'd rather face Jermell, right? Then that's a preferred opponent for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I want to fight. I want to have a crazy resume. I mean, I fought Danny Jacobs at 17. I was a puppy. But I wanted crazy, and then went right after Rosado. I took the Hurt fight with 2 years off. I want names on my resume. I want to be able to look at my resume and not look at the numbers, just look at the names and be like, that dude had balls, or that dude fought everybody. So I think me versus Charlo will be more for what I want to do than me versus Castano. But eventually, maybe me and Castano can throw down. Yeah. In terms of legacy and my record, I want the Charlo name on it.
Yeah, man. No, it's the biggest name in the division, man. For sure. Cal Artist Sports, we're here with Terrell Gachet. Tell me, man, we're just sparring day here at the gym. Got some rounds in with the champ, Brian Castano. Man, you guys got some good gym wars going on in here. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, man. I gotta give him my all because he got a big fight coming up, and I'm glad he got me in here helping him. So I'm trying to push him, and he pushing me as well.
Yeah, man. It's some good quality sparring. Obviously, you're a top 10 guy, former title challenger yourself. Tell me, man, being in there with Castano, obviously you've been in there with Lara, Terrell, you've been some of the best in the division. Where does Castano rate with those?
With Squarespace, editing and adding pieces on my
he a world champion for a reason. He got a different style. He brings a lot of pressure, a lot of punches. As you know, styles make fights, man. It's a good division because everybody fighting each other. We got them fighting for all the belts coming up, so it's a great division, right?
Cal Artist Sports right here with Edgar Hasso. Tell me, man, busy day, bro. Busy sparring day. Got the champ in there, got your guys in there with them. Tell me about it.
No, we always stay busy out here, we're blessed that we always have good sparring over here, helping Castano get ready for Charlo. Around the shade, and Chris Milley looking really good, inspiring right now as well. So they're also, waiting for their fights as well. So.
Yeah, Castano looking good, man. He's throws a lot of punches. I heard there was a stat that between him and Jermell, he throws the most punches in the round, and Jermell throws the least punches, like in the whole division. And you can kind of see it today. He throws a lot of punches.
I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. Charlo's a tough individual, a great champion. So is Castano. I think it's gonna be a really good fight.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun too.
¿Listo? Sí. Estamos ready. Hace calor, ¿eh?
Mucho calor hoy, mucho calor.
Hay calor de toda la gente.
Yeah. Va a caber peso muy bien.
Ayuda para sudar, sí, que eso. Ayuda muy bien, sí. Está muy bueno. Eso es lo positivo. El calor. ¡Matías! ¿Dónde está Matías?
Shit don't matter, man. I don't want to talk about no amateur shit. Shit don't matter to me. Fucking amateur boxing right now. This is professional, unified, undisputed championship. We can't talk about what happened in the amateurs. That accolade don't matter.
Jermell, Danny Alvarez was behind the gloves. Wanted to ask, in the last two years, basically, since your long defeat as a professional, what do you feel that you have learned the most and been able to develop since that, and be able to get here now, not just get your title back, become unified champion, and now fight for undisputed come Saturday night?
This is how God's plan is. I can't, put these things in order, but shout out to some great management, Al Heyman, for being able to put me, and shout out to the WBC, because I want to say the WBC put me right back in the fight, right after, the controversial loss that I've taken. They put me right back in there to redeem myself. I redeemed myself with the knockout, came back with jet fuel, knocked out the Dakota guy, knocked out the Rosario guy. So then, we on a roller coaster. We set it moving. I mean, there's no stopping the show.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Desde Argentina para Jermell Charlo. Le quiero preguntar cuánto paga de patente por la camioneta negra.
¿Cuánto paga de patente?
¿Cuánto paga de patente? Sí. Seguro.
Well, the question is here from Brian Castano, and the question from Lucas Tolosa here is, how much are you paying for the black license plate in your black SUV? ¿Qué es lo que, o sea, Esa es la pregunta, la tienes que responder vos.
What are you talking about? I didn't get your question. If that's the question for me. He knows Spanish, so you could just talk to him in Spanish.
Sí, la pregunta fue esa, ¿cuánto paga de patente y de seguro?
La tienes que responder vos.
La pregunta es para Charlo.
La pregunta es para Charlo.
Claro, para Charlo.
Oh, sorry. How much? Sorry, my bad. The question was for Charlo, not for Brad. How much are you paying for that black license plate in your SUV?
That's my name, man. I probably pay whatever the registration is. But I own the car that I have, bro. I own them.
Bueno, que la respuesta era de que, o sea, es su auto y que, o sea, no solo paga, sino que también es dueño de ese auto.
And I'm gonna keep in the back. In the back there.
This question's for Jermell, Keith Heiting from BoxingScene.com. Jermell, what did you think? I know he's obviously a southpaw, but what did you think of Brian Castano's performance against a fighter you're very familiar with, and that was Landy Lara? Did you think that he won the fight?
I don't necessarily want to say that he I feel like Landy Lara may have pulled that fight off by edge. Brian Castano did put a lot of pressure towards the end, and I feel that the punch rate wasn't where mine is at. The power wasn't where mine is at. So those are the fights that make a difference.
And a question for Brian also. Brian, how do you think Jermell compares to the best fighters that you fought in Michael Soro and Landy Lara?
Bueno, Brian, ¿cómo crees que Jermell se compara a grandes oponentes que tuviste en el pasado, como Landy Lara y como Soro?
No, solamente en la altura y el alcance. Creo que son boxeadores diferentes, pero cada uno con su característica. Lo único que lo relacioné fue en la altura y en la envergadura de brazos.
Just in height and reach either. Those will be the only similarities that I see between Jermell and the two opponents that you mentioned. The rest, Jermell is his own man and a tough opponent to fight.
Jermell, Brian, he's made no secret, unlike many.
The truth is that Hollywood's elite actors can get ripped while adding 12, 15, even 20 pounds of muscle in just a few weeks because they follow a long forgotten and suppressed by the fitness industry secret that was used for generations of bodybuilders and athletes before steroids were even invented. I just had it happen the other day when I was walking into Starbucks. Some guy came up and goes, "How do you have such a good body?" And instead of sitting there for 30 minutes and talking to him about the 3 body types, I sent him to my free body type quiz that tells you the 3 most important things to do to get in shape fast for whatever your body type is. You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat. This is why when you even eat low-calorie foods or run...
Fight is about what his game plan is, that he's coming to bring the pressure. But ultimately, even if you win rounds fighting like that, is he walking into too much firepower trying to beat you that way?
We shall see Saturday. That's a question that I really can't answer. But most definitely it's dangerous just to walk into shots. It's dangerous just to come. Anything is dangerous just coming straight forward. Most of the opponents that I fought, they come like that. I'm pretty much mentality.
And also, Mel, you bring as much intensity into the ring. There's an anger. You got an edge when you come into the boxing ring. Where does that come from? Why is that, Jermell?
I put my life on the line. I got to feed my family. I got a large family. I got a lot of things that I need to get understood in this boxing world before it's over. And I wanted to fight the best fighters. I never wanted to be a guy looking around trying to make my name and my record up. If you go back over my box record career, you can see that I always faced tough opponents. Even when I was with Golden Boy Promotions, they always put me in there with guys that was tough, and I guess they wanted to see if I could pull it off. My mindset was always stay down so you don't get cut. You know, like in the NFL, they gotta work harder than the next person because they got somebody trying to take their position, and that's kind of what this is always about for me. I kept that mental and I keep that drive going, and now I'm here, but I got a lot more to prove, you know, in the world of boxing before it's open.
Jermell, my name is Joe Villalobos. I'm your cut man. I was with you in New York City when you fought against Harris the first time. I know you won that fight. I just want to make everybody know that you haven't lost. You've never lost in my eyes.
Thank you, San Antonio. Joe, you're from San Antonio, so I appreciate you coming. Thank you. For sure. I don't feel like I lost, but yeah, you know, it's boxing.
So there we have it, folks. Again, Saturday night, Showtime Championship Boxing, 9 o'clock Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time. 3-fight card. You do not want to miss it. You want tickets. You got to go. Alright guys, so take right there. That's why you'll come back in. Shoot a group shot.
And I'm like Edwin Valero. Edwin Valero was like
the official weigh-in for the featured attraction of the evening, brought to you by Lions Only Promotions, TGB Promotions, Showtime, and sponsored by Geico. It is for the undisputed 154-pound championship of the world. Truly a historic main event coming your way tomorrow night here in San Antonio, Texas. First, please welcome to the stage from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the undefeated WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Brian A. Castano. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the stage from Houston, Texas, the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF 154-pound champion of the world, Jermell Iron Man Charlo. All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring our fight. fighters to the scale this time. Of course, the weight limit 154 pounds for the undisputed 154-pound WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO championship of the world. First to the scale, the former WBA world champion, making the first defense of his current title. He is the undefeated WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Brian El Boxy Castano. 153 and 1/4 pounds. 153 and 1/4 pounds for Brian Castano. And back to the scale at this time, ladies and gentlemen, representing the acclaimed boxing family from Houston, Texas. He'll be making his 8th world title appearance, unified IBF, WBC, and WBA 154-pound champion of the world, Jermell Iron Man Charlo. 153 pounds even. 153 for Jermell Charlo. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Emotions run high here at the weigh-in. There will be fireworks in the ring tomorrow night for the historic, undisputed 154-pound championship of the world. Jermell Iron Man Charlo. This is Brian El Boxy Castano.
With Squarespace, editing and adding pieces on
Who's to score? I want these guys to score. So they were fucking 10 people there against you. So I want to score here. We're in the hallway, please. Tommy, you mean the score. It's the Put him on the elevator. Put him on the elevator. No, put him on the elevator. Put him on the elevator. Go to your room. Go. Get him on the elevator. Get them out.
I didn't want them to know I'm
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be on there. I like that look, big dog. Yes, sir. Excuse me. You're wearing your mouth. You don't think that ass is fun, baby. He said the issue was how many people y'all had on stage.
Man, they really know.
You gotta do it, baby.
Oh, it looked like we were gonna have a double pay-per-view again.
Yeah, that motherfucker is first standing. I don't even know what he said. He just talking shit.
Well, he was just upset that there was 2 of them in the third.
I don't know. I'm trying to make sure he ain't at the elevator because I'm smacking the foot out of him.
Yeah. He's gonna go to our competition as well. They can come here.
What's next, Jermell, for you?
Jermell, post on the side though. Are you proud that Mel gonna be undisputed come tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
No press going up the 20th corner. No press.
I think he's too little. He's too little. He's too small. We're gonna throw a whole bunch of punches. He's gonna get caught in the middle of this shot. The fight gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be an outstanding fight. A lot of people don't know Castano, but he gonna come to fight. My brother gonna take care of business.
Carol Water Sports right here with the great Steven Espinosa. Man, you guys have been on the run, man. I feel like I've been all around this country.
Yeah, we're exhausted. We're as exhausted as you are.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining, man, because each one of these fights is just top of the line for boxing. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this one. Obviously, undisputed, never been done before in the 4-belt era.
Is this the only one you had?
To talk to me about it, I feel like the significance of it. I mean, this is the first one ever. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think lately there's been sort of a habit, maybe a sort of mini tradition. People like to say complain about the quality of fights. And top guys aren't fighting top guys. And I think certainly there are some misses, some fights that should have been made. But I think if we actually look closer, a lot of these big fights are happening. You look at this fight. This is a great opportunity. This is the best fighting the best, and we've had on our schedule the last 12 months, we've had 4 unification fights. One of them fell out. The Donaire, thing didn't happen. But in terms of, all the other ones, going back to, Charlo, Rosario, then we're going to have, Figueroa, we're going to have Figueroa and Fulton. There we go, Steven. Fulton. Thank you. Exactly.
There's a lot going on,
schedule, right? And I think if we all have nostalgia about way back when things were great, but sometimes that gets in our way of appreciating. There are people taking time. I mean, Spence Pacquiao is a great fight. Wilder Fury is another great fight. There are great fights. There are guys who are taking on the best of the best. And I think if we sort of stop focusing on the negative and saying, okay, well, this one fight didn't happen, and there are some fights out there, we need to start recognizing, well, there's a lot of good fights that are happening.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Like you said, this one is incredible. Talk about that stat. Castano throws the most punches in the division. Mel throws the least. How does that play out in the fight, you think?
I think Castano is one of the rare guys that I think says what his he's going to do and actually does it. There's a lot of people who say what they're going to do, and it's misdirection. I don't think it is. I think he's going to come in, pressure him, try to get in close, make it an ugly, rough fight. It's tough to outbox Jermell. I mean, he's athletic, he's long, he's got power, he's really well schooled by Derek James. So I think Cassandra's got the right strategy. He's got to come in and make it ugly, make it rough. You don't want to stay on the outside and get picked apart by Jermell. And I think that's what those stats say. If you let Jermell, be at his leisure at distance, and he can pick his shots, be pinpoint, and pick you to death, then it's going to be a long night. You have to get him out of that comfort zone. And I think it's a really good way to look at the stats and say, okay, don't let him in his comfort zone, because his comfort zone is picking his shots, engaging when he wants to engage. Make him engage 3 minutes of every round, and maybe it'll be a different result.
That's an excellent point, man. I hadn't even broke it down like that. That's an excellent point. Quickly, got to get your take, man. Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence, an incredible matchup. The legends, still fighting the top guys at 42. Tell me about it.
We're all waiting for Pacquiao to get old. And there are people saying he was old in 2015 when he fought Floyd. But he's looked very good since then. I mean, that had more to do with Floyd shutting him down than Manny Pacquiao got old. But I thought Keith Thurman was going to beat him, and that, seeing Manny win, pretty clearly was sort of a revelation. So you really can't count him out. At some point he has to get old, but, people have lost fights and probably lost a lot of money, betting on Pacquiao getting old.
Right.
So having said that, this is clearly Manny's toughest fight since the Mayweather fight. Errol doesn't really have any weaknesses. He's got power, he's got strength, he's got skill. He's fought in tough fights. You still have to give the nod to Errol, but again, you can go broke betting against Manny Pacquiao.
That's a great point. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
That should be on a shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Wilder Fury 3 just got postponed October 9th, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
What, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's disappointing, and it's disappointing for the fighters. At this point, I'm sure nobody wants it this way, but it almost adds to the melodrama. This has been such a saga, going back all the way to December of, I guess, 2018, when we did Wilder Fury, the first one, and that was sort of an epic fight in itself, the way that fight played out. And, to say, we're here on the third fight almost 3 years later, and so much has happened in between. And again, I think it's one of those cases, in the heavyweight division, one punch can change everything. And I think in that second fight, Fury had success early, and you can't let that happen in the heavyweight division. It'll never recover. Like, you get hurt early against a good heavyweight, it's over. So I don't think the second fight says anything about how the third fight is going to go, because if Wilder's the one who does damage first, then it can be a short fight the other way. So I think that's why people love the heavyweights is, it does only take one punch.
Yeah, no, it's the intrigue for sure. Last subject I want to talk to you about, Canelo's in negotiations with Caleb Plant for PBC. I know you work closely, obviously, with PBC. Are you involved in that?
Meet Google Fi, a phone plan by Google. With Fi, only pay for the data you use, or go unlimited. Either way, you always get nationwide 5G coverage, privacy and security features, and family features included. Sign up today.
The truth is that Hollywood's elite actors can get ripped while adding 12, 15, even 20 pounds of muscle in just a few weeks because they follow a long forgotten and suppressed by the fitness industry secret that was used for generations of bodybuilders and athletes before steroids were even invented.
I get further and further in. By the time I hit the 90 days, I had lost right at 30 pounds and my jeans were falling off of me.
I have great results. I went from 214 pounds down to 184 now.
As of this morning, I am down 33 total pounds.
The results from that were fantastic. I dropped a load of body fat and it did exactly what it says on the tin, and I got pretty ripped.
My total journey is 210.1. I now went from a 6XL
I can now say that I'm in a large.
I don't even weigh 210 pounds. You've lost me.
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat. This is why when you even eat low-calorie foods or run for an hour a day, it seems like you get softer, but you don't actually lose any weight. And this is one of the biggest reasons why most weight loss attempts fail.
No, it's a PBC discussion. Look, we've definitely voiced our desire. I'm sure what network wouldn't want to have Canelo on. We've got a history with him. We've worked with him before and helped launch him in pay-per-view. I think for the good of the sport, I hope that the Plant fight does get made. Having undisputed champions is always good for the sport. But I think beyond Plant, there's some good opportunities there. Jermell Charlo, David Benavidez. I think even Errol Spence has been mentioned. With Errol moves up. I think those are great fights. I think those more so than Canelo moving to 175, which has also been discussed. I think staying at 68 and fighting, those four guys, I think would make fans really, really happy.
The name I keep hearing whenever I ask who's Canelo's biggest threat is David Benavidez. So
yeah, size-wise, length, activity, he's got a lot of tools, against him. And I think Jermall also has the size, the length, the athleticism, and enough power to maybe cause problems too.
Yeah, no, it's hopefully it happens, man.
Yeah, I'm optimistic because I think Canelo's gone through this period. He's been gathering up some belts and doing mandatories. They haven't been the most challenging fights, but that's not his point. You can only fight who has the belt or who's the mandatory. But now he's going into a period where I think he can choose his opponents. And we've seen him when he's free to do that. He takes tough fights. He doesn't back down from a challenge. So I think it's optimistic. I think we'll see some really exciting fights in the next stage of Canelo's run.
Definitely. Just my last question, being part of Showtime, now that HBO is out of it, is it a little easier to navigate the boxing world?
It's sort of like weeds a little bit. You pull one weed and three others, pop up. So, the reality, and I'm not calling our competitors weeds, but the thing about it is, for all the people complaining and saying boxing is dying and boxing and dying is dead, if it were dying, there wouldn't be company after company after network after platform getting into it. You have DAZN getting into it. You have Fox expanding into it. You have ESPN expanding to it. You've got Triller and others trying to expand it. So for a dying business, we sure have a lot of people trying to get into the business, and I think it's because there is a tradition, and there's a lot of interest. I think, in terms of popularity, I think we're about to see a really popular period. And I think it's because, the sport has engaged with the youth again. And I think it's because of some of the younger fighters. Some of it is probably from, the Pauls and other social media influencers, bringing people into the sport. But I think the sport is really healthy, and that's why we keep seeing more and more people in.
Yeah, definitely. Steven Espinoza, man, tell the fans where they can follow you with Twitter, Instagram, I don't know where.
Twitter at Steven Espinoza. Yeah,
there it is.
Very simple.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Brought to you in association with Mayweather Promotions. First, we welcome to the stage from Stockholm, Sweden, Southpaw World Rank contender Anthony. Can you dig it? You get. And now we invite to the stage from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is the undefeated interim WBA lightweight champion, Rolando "Rolly" Romero.
Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
And it looks like our fighters are ready to step onto the scale at this time. First, the former Olympian, former European champion, former world title challenger. Please welcome the world rank contender, Anthony. Can you dig it? You get it. £140.2 for Anthony. You get 140.2 pounds. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this fight for the interim WBA lightweight championship, 12 rounds of action scheduled, and his opponent with a record of 13 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout, the undefeated interim WBA lightweight champion, Rolando "Rolly" Romero. 135 pounds even, 135 pounds for Rolando "Rolly" Romero. And fans, this is for the interim WBA lightweight championship. You get weighed in over the weight limit on this fight, meaning that Rolly Romero cannot lose the title on this fight, but he will be defending here for the interim WBA lightweight championship.
¿Listo? Sí. Estamos ready. Hace calor, ¿eh?
Mucho calor hoy, mucho calor.
Hay calor de toda la gente.
Va a caber peso muy bien.
Ayuda para sudar, sí, que sí. Ayuda muy bien, sí. Está muy bueno. Eso es lo positivo. El calor. ¡Matías! ¿Dónde está Matías?
Good job. Good job. Steven Correño aquí, KOR de Sports aquí con Brian Castano, el campeón. Mucho buen trabajo hoy en el gimnasio, ¿no? Y,
Muchas gracias.
yeah, primero, más que nada, ¿va a ganar a Argentina la Copa de América, piensas?
Ojalá Dios quiera, estamos ahí pendientes al fútbol siempre, nosotros somos un país muy futbolero, aparte del boxeo, ¿no?
Yeah, sí, sí. Hay su tercero cuatro peleas que está entrenando con Manny Robles y Sarita en ese gimnasio.
Sí, más o menos.
¿Por qué ese gimnasio agarra mucho buen trabajo aquí con ellos?
Realmente nosotros venimos acá, la primera vez que llegamos a Estados Unidos fuimos al CMC Pro Boxing ahí en Marina del Rey de Marcelo Crudele. Con él estuvimos 3 años trabajando ahí. 2 años. 3 años trabajando con él, pero de ahí íbamos a buscar sparring a La Roca, donde estaba Manny y Edgar. Íbamos ahí, nos conocimos, ellos siempre muy buena onda, muy buena vibra, aparte de ser unos grandes coaches, siempre con nosotros fueron buena onda, nos brindaron sparring, nos brindaron el espacio por si queríamos entrenar, no había ningún problema. Entonces, con mi padre, que es mi coach, mi entrenador, elegimos a donde estaban ellos y porque a donde estaban ellos nos abrían las puertas y nos compartían sparring, entonces era mucho más fácil para nosotros y por eso ellos siempre nos abrieron las puertas y nosotros muy agradecidos con Manny y Edgar en todos los gimnasios que estuvieron, ¿no?
Yeah, no, y tienen muchos buenos sparring con Terrell Crochet,
sí.
Millie y todo.
Millie, sí, Sunny, he trabajado últimamente. No, la verdad que contento, siempre acá con Sergio Bachuk, Saúl Bustos, que me han ayudado a esparrear, Emanuel Schwan, mi hermano Alan Castaño. Trabajamos siempre a conciencia y esperándonos el resultado el 17 de julio.
Sí, tienen un gran pelea con Jermell Charlo para el indiscutible.
Sí, ¿no? Sí. Para la unificación.
Sí, para la unificación, undisputed. Explícame de esa pelea con Jermell.
Sí, creo que va a ser una pelea dura, como todas las peleas de elite, son todas las peleas difíciles, no hay pelea fácil, más en este nivel, ¿no? El mínimo error se paga y por eso estamos trabajando a conciencia y esperando que salga todo bien, haciendo los trabajos como tenemos que hacerlo, tanto en lo deportivo, que es en lo físico, o en lo boxístico con mi viejo, que es mi papá, Carlos, que estamos incondicionalmente trabajando juntos siempre, así que nada, es la oportunidad de nuestra vida y no la vamos a dejar pasar.
Hay un estadístico que dice que tú tiras los más golpes en la división y él tira el menos.
Sí.
¿Cómo va a salir eso en la pelea, piensas?
No, creo que voy a tener que ser un poquito más cauteloso porque él va a esperar eso, va a esperar que yo tire y él me va a querer contragolpear, hacer un counter, pero es como él trabaja de contragolpe o ataca tirando boleados o algunas de esas manos, pero creo que él me estudió a mí, yo lo estudié a él y por más de que tengamos un plan A o plan B de pelea, uno arriba del ring improvisa mediante el trabajo que hizo, ¿no? Creo que vamos a hacer lo que mejor nos convenga en el momento adecuado y hay que trabajar. Yo estoy preparado para tirar los 12 rounds, o preparado para boxear los 12 rounds, o preparado para contragolpear los 12 rounds. Así que estamos activos.
I mean, tiras muchos golpes. Yo veo en el gimnasio, hay
Sí.
como 6, 7, 8 golpes por combinación.
Sí, trato de tener ese ritmo de pelea por si la pelea se pone difícil y tener que tirar cantidad, continuidad y contragolpear y esas cosas. Trato de tener ese resto físico por si las papas queman. Dicen, no, cuando hay que apretar tenemos que tirar y dejar todo.
Ahí está. Y yo oí que también peleó con el amigo de Jermell Charlo en el Amateurs, Earl Spence.
Oh, sí.
¿Cómo salió?
Sí, peleamos en un Panamericano en Venezuela y le gané en segunda ronda, le gané por punto, le metieron 2 cuentas, me lo llevé por delante y no lo dejé boxear, lo presioné. Realmente fue una pelea linda donde, bueno, me lo llevé por delante toda la pelea y le compliqué la vida en ese sentido. Pero sí, fue pelea buena, se la gané, creo que quedó... eso le dolió porque él no me conocía, él pensaba que yo iba a ser una presa fácil y yo tengo mi experiencia a nivel amateur y cuando lo crucé yo tampoco lo conocí, no lo conocía y me lo crucé ahí, bueno, se ganó el que tenía que ganar, pero estamos contentos porque esas cosas te dan experiencia, ¿no?
No, sí, eso fue una sorpresa por él, porque él no lo conocí.
Que exactamente, sí, realmente fue una pelea linda, dura. También peleé con Sergey de Levianchenko cuando le gané en la World Series Boxing, que él creo que se confió, él esperaba llegar, pelear, ganó por nocaut e irse. Y yo ya tenía 2 peleas profesionales y ya me había retirado del amateurismo, pero volví por mi país y porque sabía que era una prueba dura y a mí me gustan los desafíos, ¿no? Y esa fue una prueba también.
Es buena experiencia.
Sí, sumó mucho.
Earl Spence tiene una pelea con Manny Pacquiao. ¿Qué piensas de esa pelea?
Es una pelea muy difícil para Spence. Yo creo le voy a Manny Pacquiao porque la experiencia, la fortaleza, la constancia que tiene y realmente para mí Manny es uno de los mejores de los boxeadores de todos los tiempos y creo que es una pelea muy difícil para Errol Spence, va a tener que estar muy iluminado para ganarle a un boxeador con mucha experiencia que ya tiene mucha guerra encima y no se les va a hacer fácil.
No, se va a hacer una buena pelea. La última pelea que quiero hablar a Canelo. ¿Qué piensas que Canelo es el mejor libro por libro?
Sí. Creo que
sin duda
es un boxeador muy potente, muy fuerte, sube categoría, rompe a los boxeadores de la categoría más alta, realmente tiene un trabajo, tiene una trayectoria, aunque a muchos no les guste o no quieran admitirlo, para mí realmente es uno de los mejores boxeadores libra por libra de los últimos años y nada, creo que lo está demostrando. Creo que tendría que hacer algunas peleas, arriesgar un poquito más con algunos boxeadores de nombre, ¿no? Benavides, Ramírez, alguno de esos como para que la gente...
Google Fi, a phone plan by Google. Our privacy and security features help keep
gente esté contenta y diga, bueno, tiene una posición buena, como la que fue con Triple G, creo que fue, ahí demostró que está al nivel y no por nada está subiendo categoría y noqueando, ¿no?
No, sí. ¿Qué piensas de la pelea con él y Caleb Plant si sale esa pelea?
Y va a estar buena la pelea, Caleb Plant se mueve mucho, boxea bien, Canelo es un peleador que contragolpea, tiene presión, pero en esa presión está expectante a la contra, entonces en la presión donde tú quieres sacártelo de encima, él te mete un counter y tiene mucha potencia, creo que va a ser una pelea para sentarse a ver, pero yo le voy a Canelo por la diferencia, la potencia que tiene.
Si gana en el 17 de julio, va a ser el primero campeón latino que está unificado esa división.
Sí.
Yeah, ¿qué piensas de eso? ¿Y cuando fui un joven pensaba de este día?
Realmente no, uno piensa ser campeón mundial, sueña de chiquito, ser como los grandes boxeadores que uno ve por la tele, pero realmente uno no se espera esta unificación ni nada, sí se espera uno ser campeón mundial, pero esto es sería la frutilla, la fresa del postre, decimos nosotros, ¿no? Sería condecorar lo que ningún otro ha hecho en mi categoría y para mi país, ¿no? Unificar, tener los 4 cinturones y quedar en la historia del boxeo, ¿no?
No, sí,
Latino.
va a estar allí. Brian, explica a los fanáticos dónde pueden seguir en Instagram, Twitter, dónde estás.
Ahí está, ahí en Instagram, Brian Castano con 3 O, ese es mi Instagram oficial, está verificado, Facebook Brian Carlos Castaño y Twitter Brian Boxy. Síganme, estén atentos que más que nada el Instagram voy a estar subiendo cosas y este 17 de julio vamos a unificar. Así que gracias por el aguante, gracias a todos los latinos y a toda la gente que hace el aguante.
Buena suerte, Brian.
Muchas gracias por el espacio.
TGB Promotions, Showtime, and sponsored by Geico. It is for the undisputed 154-pound championship of the world. Truly a historic main event coming your way tomorrow night here in San Antonio, Texas. First, please welcome to the stage from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the undefeated WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Brian Castano. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the stage from Houston, Texas, the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF 154-pound champion of the world, Jermell Charlo. All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring our fighters to the scale this time. Of course, the weight limit, 154 pounds for the undisputed 154-pound WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO championship of the world. First to the scale, the former WBA world champion, making the first of his current title. He is the undefeated WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Brian Boxy Castano. 153 and 1/4 pounds. 153 and 1/4 pounds for Brian Castano. And back to the scale at this time, ladies and gentlemen, representing the acclaimed boxing family from Houston, Texas. He'll be making his 8th world title appearance, unified IBF, WBC, and WBA 154-pound champion of the world, Jermell Charlo. 153 pounds even. 153 for Jermell Charlo. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Emotions run high here at the weigh-in. There will be fireworks in the ring tomorrow night for the historic, undisputed 154-pound championship on the board. Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano.
Look ahead. We're almost at the finish line of a race we never
Who's the score? I want these guys to score. But they were 57 people there against you. So I want to score here. We're in the hallway, please. Johnny, you mean the score.
Put him on the elevator. Put him on the elevator. No, put him on the elevator. Put him on the elevator. Go to your room. Go. Get him on the elevator. Get them out.
I didn't want them to know I was on this.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be out there.
I like that look, big dog. Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Wayne Jermell, you don't get that ass tomorrow, baby. The job was on the other side. We shouldn't go on the other
He said the issue was how many people y'all had on stage.
Man, they don't even know.
You gotta do it, baby.
Oh, it looked like we were gonna have a double pay-per-view again.
Yeah, that motherfucker is still standing. I don't even know what he said. He's just talking shit.
Oh, you was just upset that there was two of them in the third.
I don't know. I'm trying to make sure he ain't at the elevator because I'm smacking the foot out of him.
Yeah. He's gonna go to our competition as well. They can come,
What's next, Jermell, for you?
Jermell, post the side though. Are you proud that Mel gonna be on the street come tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
No press going up the 20th floor. No press.
I think he's too little. He's too little. He's too small. We're gonna throw a whole bunch of punches. He's gonna get caught in the middle of his shot. The fight gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be an outstanding fight. A lot of people don't know Castano, but he's gonna come to fight. My brother gonna take care of business.
Easy.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Emotions run high here at the weigh-in. There will be fireworks in the ring tomorrow night for the historic, undisputed 154-pound championship on the ball. Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano.
After a lifetime of the agave cactus extracting the nectar out of us, it's finally time we repay the favor with the new agave watermelon seltzer from Lone Star. Refresh.
Rolly is good for boxing. All right. Well,
All right, guys. Rolly just got a KO in the 6th round, I believe. Yeah, 7th round. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the live stream. Tune into Showtime right now for the main event. Undisputed at 154 pounds. It's going to be incredible. This environment looks incredible, so I can't wait to enjoy the fight. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and see you guys next time.